Hey everyone, Aiden here, and I'm joined here today with Sean. So we are tuning in, and I missed the workshop last week, and I just wanted to say before we go any further, just how grateful I am and how excited I am to be working with you guys. And so thank you for coming on this journey with us. I know that already in 1 week, people have been pushing forward and really getting things moving in the right direction. So that's really exciting because in a very short space of time, you're going to be able to be making money from this. Now, I mentioned this to the people that were here a little bit before the start of the call, but I'm not actually turning my video on right now because I'm sitting in a dark garage in the front seat of a car at the moment. I'm not at my normal house. I don't have my normal office, and there's half a dozen kids running around like crazy inside. So I just thought that I would sneak out here and hide in the garage when no one could find me. So it's working so far. So I'll just leave my video off. Okay. Anyway, that aside, we are moving into module 2 now. We've got a bit of housekeeping, and then I'll cover a few things at the start here, and then Sean will take over a little bit later and carry on through to the end. So, the first message we want to get across to you guys is Rome wasn't built in a day, but they worked at it every single day. So you're going to be coming. The key here is that you take small steps forward every week. Just take small steps forward, and you'll end up with something which is truly life-changing potentially. And it's easy when you get started on a new journey like this to be very excited and then for that excitement to wane. But as long as you're taking small steps forward, you're actually going to get results very, very quickly because of the simplicity of the model, because of how quickly the traffic can come on in. And then once you start getting results, you're gonna be very motivated by it. So keep working at it every day. We're going to be here with you every single day. You need help from us, and just knock it off one day at a time, one little micro activity at a time. And we've had people writing into us asking about Max Bounty, asking about finding offers. And the point I want to say here is don't overthink it. This doesn't have to be complicated. It's not complicated. The 5 guidelines are exactly what they sound like. They are just guidelines. There are no rules. And try to meet as many as you can of the guidelines. Okay, you should try to get into 3 to 5 networks following the training, and we're going to hammer this home week after week after week in the training and the webinars and the office hours. And there are a ton of offers for you all to run here, and you might find networks as well that we're not even using. In fact, I'm sure you will, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of offers out there on hundreds of different networks. And this is really, really good news, because you're never going to hit a point where you can't find an offer. Like if you're saying you can't find an offer, it's you just haven't looked. You just haven't looked hard enough, because there are almost an unlimited number of offers out there. Anything you want to add to that, Sean, or to Max Bounty for that matter?
Yeah, I mean, I've been teaching ecom and CPA marketing for a very long time, like close to a decade now. And I think I'm not laughing at anybody, but it puts a smile on my face because AI was there once, but it's like the most common question we get. I don't know what to sell on my e-commerce store. I don't know what offer to run on my marketing website. And the reality is, don't overthink it. You don't have to meet every last, like, I give you guidelines because like that is what I would do if I was searching out an offer, but you don't have to like meet every last little second of it and make everything perfect. Just like get stuff going. We're going to do some stuff today when I go live. We're going to do stuff in the office hours, keep showing up, and we're just going to keep hammering that home until you realize marketing is all about testing, so just pick something and go with it. That's all I would say on that to add.
Yep, and also, you'd be surprised. I mean, most offers out there can be made to work. So most offers wouldn't continue to exist if they didn't work, at least for some people. So getting any offer going is better than getting no offer going, especially at this early stage where you're learning the process. So just take action. And regarding this slide here, we've worked closely with Max Bounty, Sean in particular, for a long time now. Most of the accounts are auto approved, and I've even seen people typing in the Q&A box that they've just had been approved. And for some people who are saying that the link might not be working, check in an incognito window, or turn off like ad blockers. So some browsers have these blockers that you can't actually see sometimes, and they block like different pages being opened. So you want to make sure that you don't have anything like that going on. And if you had a Max Bounty account in the past, then use that one, even if it's been inactive for a long time. And if someone wants to speak to you, if someone wants to jump on a phone call with you or anything like that, just do it. It's part of the process. It's not difficult. It's completely streamlined. And we've been working our connections in the back end to make sure it's even more streamlined for all of you guys. So hang in there. This is just a small step. It's nothing to get worried about. Just you want to get out there. You want to get signed up to this, and then you can move forward. Okay. And just by the way, you will never need to give your Max Bounty password credentials to anyone. We're not going to ask you for that. And no one else should ask you for that either. So if someone asks you for that, then be aware it could be like a fraud. But no one is going to ask you for that information, including the Max Bounty account manager. Okay, so just be aware of that. And look, our firm belief is that every single person who follows the plan over the next 100 days will be doing a lot better in 100 days time than they are right now. And the challenge here is to stay engaged, and the challenge is to avoid distractions, and the challenge is to just forget anything that you've done in the past and let yourself start a new chapter. And as long as you do that, as long as you're taking these small steps forward, you're going to get some amazing results with this. And I know that there are some people who are going to build truly life-changing businesses as a result of this. And many of you are potentially just a couple of weeks away from life-changing income. And that is exciting. I mean, I know that a lot of you were on workshops with me when we were selling and opening the doors to 123 Profit. And I want you to remember everything that I spoke about on those workshops, because all that excitement and everything that I'm talking about, that's real. And you guys are the lucky ones who managed to get in and get your hands on this. And now all you have to do is take small steps. And just remember that Rome wasn't built in a day. Take small steps forward every day, and you'll be able to get there. So if you're pumped up, if you're just so excited about this, then give me a yes in the question box, because I really want to make sure that every single person here understands the power that they've now got at their disposal. I mean, we are handing you the master key to a lifestyle business, and I don't want that to get lost. As time goes by here, you need to keep remembering that. And with that said, we're going to dive into module 2 here. I've got a couple of announcements first, and the first one being the community. So 123profitnetwork.com is where the community, the forum, is going to be hosted, and you're going to be able to get access to this. This is only for members. There's no one else that's going to be able to use it. It's just for members. It's a place that you can connect with your fellow members. You can ask questions, you can share what you're doing, and all in all, it's just another resource that you've got at your disposal. And you're going to get an announcement about this in the next few days via email. Now, I mentioned that the forum is going to be located at 123profitnetwork.com. If you go there now, there's nothing to see because it's not just putting the final touches on it. And it's important that when you use this, you understand the basic guidelines, because the guidelines and the rules that we're setting up for the community to ensure that you can get the best out of it, and to ensure that it's a good place that you want to hang out. And that starts with using your real name. So we ask that when you create an account here, which again, you can't do right now, but you can do in the next few days. We'll send out an email about that. Use your real name. Like you could use, Matt B, for example, or Christine H, or you could use your surname as well, but don't use Crazy Cat 97. Don't use like Red Dog 101. Use the real name so that people can refer to you, and we can sort of get to know you. And it's hard enough building a relationship in a virtual environment. It makes it even harder when your name is Crazy Cat. So choose your name, and that'll help everyone push forward there. And make sure that you use the email address that you use to log into the members area, because like I say, this is only for members, and we need to individually verify that each member is in fact a member, and we do that using your email address. And if you try to use a different email address, then you won't be approved to be able to use it. So it just streamlines things. As you can see, there's nothing available right now at 123profitnetwork.com, but there will be very soon. Now, you're going to go through a process of registering. You'll be manually approved. This can take a couple of days. We check, to make sure that that every member has the credentials, and every member is, verified, just to make sure that it's a safe place where we can talk to fellow members, and that can take a couple of days. Now, after you log in for the first time, introduce yourself and use this as a way to share ideas on what's working for you, encourage other people, and even ask for more ideas about how to solve something after you've applied the training. This is not a substitute for the training. It's not a place where you should come and try to look for a shortcut to doing something, because that's what the training is all about. In all of the videos, Sean is serving up the most, the path of least resistance, all of the shortcuts. So just go through that and do that, and then you can come back and talk in the community and share, ideas and thoughts with other members. And I also want to stress that the forum is not a substitute for the support desk. So in most cases, we will need to ask for screenshots and more information on the support desk, and the people, including Sean and I, that are actually in the support desk, we're qualified to give you the kind of support. We've been in the trenches. Whereas if you're asking in the community forum, and someone is giving you advice, they may not have actually been through things yet. So, it's great for connecting with others. We want you to use it in that way, but we don't want you to use it as a place or a substitution for anything else. We want it to be something else that you're adding in as an extra layer, but not a substitution, and definitely not a place to procrastinate. You don't want to be someone who spends all your time in the community and not time implementing. And absolutely, as always, no negativity of any kind in the community. It's fine to raise concerns that you might have about a certain piece of the process or something, but not negativity just for the sake of negativity, because that turns it into a place people don't want to hang out at. And we explain all of this and what we expect from you, for you to be able to use the community in in a post in the announcements section. And again, we'll also mention that when we send you out an email about this. Okay. So more on the training resources. You'll see that there are frequently asked questions, and we'll do these for each module. And it's important that you go through these before reaching out to support. I would say that you should add this into the process that you're doing on a weekly basis, just to make sure that any questions that you may have may be just clarified in there. But also, even if you don't have a question, it's good to go through this, because it's going to give you a more well-rounded understanding of what we're doing. And there might be something that you miss in one of the videos, but you understand it after you've read through the frequently asked questions. So just wanted to make you aware of that. Also, the timestamps. So we provide timestamps with the training to make sure that you can jump to wherever it is that you want to jump to, and just review that section individually. Okay, so that's a really useful thing, and just want to make sure that you're aware of that. And also the summary guide. So you'll find this under the download files link in module 1. And this is a summary guide. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It goes through, gives you an overview of what we've covered. And in addition to that, we also do the lesson summaries. So these are good for people that prefer to learn through reading, or just to, print things off or have a copy of everything that we're going through. But they are not a substitute for the videos. So first and foremost, the videos are where we can show you how to do everything step by step over the shoulder. And then these are designed to supplement that. Okay. So the action steps are under each video lesson. And so that you don't get overwhelmed and try to keep you laser focused, you can use these just to walk through and understand that you're ticking all the boxes, and don't move on to the next lesson until you've nailed all the steps. So these are like little mini milestones, if you like. And, we just want you to make sure that you are pushing forward, and we can see where you are when you complete these after each lesson. And then the end of module assessment is to make sure that you've completed all the required steps before moving on to the next module. And don't move on to the next one until you've completed all these things. So again, it's like a checklist, checkpoint, making sure that you are on the path and moving forward. Now, we've had a lot of people asking about LLC registration, business setup, getting advice on that. And if you're looking for a done for you approach here, then we've been working with a company for the past couple of years, Prime Corporate Services, and we've got a pretty special deal with them where you can get a free consultation and much more. Sean, actually, do you want to talk a little bit about this? Because I know you've been speaking to the guys at Prime Corporate Services, and they've got a lot of new things that they're adding in here, which may be of interest to people. I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I
Oh, there
was.
we go.
I like the picture of me on the screenshot there. My mouth is all jarbled, but anyways,
Ah.
yeah, no, we've been working with these guys for a long time now. And I guess the only thing I want to say is, all this stuff is optional. But when I first started my business actually about a decade ago, I was just an individual and I did my own taxes, my own bookkeeping, and it was such a huge mistake. I didn't actually think that my business wouldn't take off the way it did, and it did. And once I got like the right business entity set up and the right tax set up, I saved so much money. Like there's a million things you can write off, including even like the cost of this program can be a write-off as well. So these guys have like a free call. And they have like a service they were telling me about, I think, where they basically pay for most of the setup of an entity of some sort. But, check it out, get on a call. It's 15 minutes. It's no obligation, it's optional. But, having a business just adds a lot of value, like I said, from tax savings. It's easier to get into networks. You'll see in the videos this week, even when you create a privacy policy page or a terms of service page, if you don't have a business, you have to actually put your personal information in there. I don't want that. I don't want my personal information on a privacy page on my website. So, it's never too early to at least start thinking about it. And these are great guys. They're probably the best in the industry at it. And, check them out.
Yeah. And I believe, and you might know this, Sean, but normally this company work with people who are in the United States. So I'm not sure if Canada is also covered there.
They help people set up American entities.
Right.
And so it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be an American. Like I had my US corporation set up years ago, and I did so because of the access to credit. In Canada, we don't have any American Express in US dollars. I'm not sure what other countries are around the world, but I operate all my business in US dollars. So, it was just easier for me to get an American corporation. I could apply for business cards and capital. And it was just easier from like a growth perspective of having that set up. So you don't have to be in the USA. They only work with people that are interested in setting up like American entities.
Yeah. There you go. And like Sean said, we've been working with these guys for a number of years. If you've been in programs with us in the past, you would have heard us talking about these. We keep recommending them year after year because of the results that they get. You don't have to take advantage of this, but it's there if you want it. And you would go to primecorporateservices.com/123profit, and you'll see that video of Sean on there. And there's a link where you can schedule a call. Super simple. Don't let this be a roadblock for you, though. I mean, don't let this be a thing that stops you moving forward because you don't know if you want to create a call or do something. You just push forward anyway. This is there if you want to have a consultation with someone who can give you expert advice about setting up entities and share some of the benefits you could tap into as a result of that. Then have a call, and if not, just move forward as you have been and as you would do if you had never seen this message. And okay, so now the next thing is about the holiday bonus, and you would have seen, and you would have probably heard me talking about this. This is really exciting, and you're going to be able to tap into some huge value here. And we've set up a system in the back end, and there's going to be a spreadsheet in the members area in the training area called Holiday Bonus. And it's not there yet, but it's going to be in the next couple of days. And on the spreadsheet, you're going to be able to pick a destination and then open up a support ticket. And it's important that you follow the process so that you can get streamlined support here. But you want to open up a support ticket with the subject holiday bonus and let us know the destination that you would like to go to. And you should include the country, the place, the duration of the holiday, exactly as it appears in the spreadsheet. And we will then be able to give you a certificate for the place that you want to go. This is 100% real, and it's something you can take advantage of. And certificates will be delivered to students from February the 20th onwards. Okay, so there's a bit of legwork that we need to do in the back end to make sure that you can get the certificates, but you can still go ahead and in the next couple of days and actually choose where you want to go and all that good stuff. So the way it works is you'll have the certificate, and when you get the certificate, you'll have 30 days to activate it and to pay the taxes. And you may remember me talking about there are some minor taxes and fees to pay, but it might be like $40 a night instead of $400 a night. So it's an amazing deal, however you slice it and dice it. And you need to pay those fees and taxes in the first 30 days, I think it is. But then you've got 18 months to actually travel. So you can kind of lock in the benefit, but then you've still got a year and a half to actually to travel. Okay, and you'll get a 3 to 6 day hotel stay in a hotel that is located at a minimum of 100 miles, 160 kilometers from your home address. So you can't just use this and go stay at a hotel in your hometown. It needs to be a wee way away, but that's the only catch as far as I can see. And once you've activated the offer, it's non-transferable. You can't email us to request a change of destination. So think carefully about that. And then you'll get a certificate in the mail. It looks a little, not in the mail, in your email, I should say. And it looks a little bit like this. And that will share more information about exactly where you can go. So really, really exciting. And this is also just like the community. It's going to be ready for you in the next day or two, and it'll be in the bonuses section in the members area. So I think that's mostly housekeeping, but we've got these contests as well. Sean, do you want to take control of the
I can
screen
do that.
there and go through that and just see if there's any questions?
Can you see my screen?
Yep, looking good.
Excellent. Let me just move some of this stuff out of the way, man. Zoom just like pollutes your screen when you take it over, right? Like 4 Zoom boxes open. But anyway, contest. So we are offering $7,500 in contest prizes to be won. We're going to give it away. This is just the beginning. Okay. This is just for the next 30 days. We'll announce more contests, probably at the end of February, even not just in March, but somewhere in the next 30 days. There's a chance for everyone to win. It's not just about rewarding the people who have made the most sales. We just like to gamify the progress. The more that we can keep you guys involved in the modules and the week-to-week webinars, the more you watch the training videos, the more chances you can have to make money. Okay. So participate and let's have some fun. Contest number 1 is purchase your domain. There's going to be 30 prizes at $50 each. Everybody who completes module 2 will be eligible for this. 5 winners will be chosen randomly this week, and then 5 every other week until we have completed 30 winners. So if you're starting the training a bit late, you still have a chance to win. All right. So we'll announce 5 in module 3, 5 in module 4, and so on. So when you come to the webinars, usually what we do is we just announce the winners live. Okay. Send us the URL of the domain you purchased for this course by Monday, noon Eastern of each week to enter the contest. Okay. No need to send duplicate. Don't send multiple entries, guys. Don't bombard our support tickets. Just one ticket is fine. Okay. Email support with the subject contest 1, nothing else, so that we can literally filter right into a specific inbox. It allows us to answer the tickets faster and just keep ourselves organized. So contest 1 email only by Monday each week, and the URL that you purchased. That's it. Very simple. If you missed any of these instructions, watch the replay, pause what I just said, and submit your ticket. Contest number 2, set up your first landing page. Okay. There'll be 15 prizes, $100 each. Winners will be selected at random again. This is still easy. No excuse for not entering this contest. We actually have training videos this week on how to create a lander for your offer. So this is great timing for this contest. Again, send us the URL of your landing page by Monday, noon Eastern of each week, and email support with the subject contest 2. Okay. Nothing else, no duplicate entries. Contest 2, URL of your landing page. Contest 3, first 10 to reach $100 in CPA commissions. This is going to be 10 prizes of $250 each. Your funnel is up and you're sending traffic. The commissions will start rolling in. Will you be the first to reach $100 in commissions? Okay. So all you got to do is send us proof. You can send a screenshot You know, your Max Bounty account will have all your commissions there, or CPA Grip, or any other network you're in. Just screenshot that you have made $100. There's no due date. Just simply, once you hit that, email support with the subject contest 3. Again, just contest 3, nothing else. Don't say, hey, here's my entry for contest 3. Just literally say contest 3. Okay. And then, of course, share on the funnel, share on the forum, I should say, 123profitnetwork.com that you made $100. Let's celebrate. Let's motivate others to do the same. Okay. Contest number 4, most website visitors in the next 30 days. How good are you at driving traffic? Make sure to learn and tweak and optimize those ads for a chance to win. There'll be different prizes here. First place will get 400, second place 300, third place 200, and fourth place 100. Again, send us your proof. And the deadline for this is February the 27th. Please use the subject contest 4. Contest 5, most conversions in the next 30 days. Okay, we're talking about the number of conversions, not the amount of dollars you made, just the number of conversions. And again, we'll have a first through fourth place prize, $4, $3, $2, and $100. Send your proof by February 27th. Contest number 5 in the subject line. All right. New content announcements. Okay, office hours. This is very popular every year. And it will start on Monday, January 30th at 11 a.m. Eastern. So once the weekend's over, I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions. I can already foresee, I've done the videos on our page building software, and I'm really excited about it. But and whenever you release a new software, there's always a million questions. So I'm really excited for the office hours again on Monday, Tuesday. You know, we'll probably go long on those office hours and try and answer as many questions as you have. I'll demo the page builder live. And, you know, you guys should start to make some commissions this week with building pages and our free traffic methods. So pretty excited about that. And then we have our accountability Fridays starting next Friday, February 3rd at 6 p.m. Okay. You can register in the training area. On the left side, you'll see registration and updates. The links for the office hours and the accountability mindset are Mindset Fridays, I should say, are already there. You can see it on the screen here. And it's up to you to go in there every week and register for all of the webinars, office hours, and things like that. Okay. Float Funnels. That is the official name of our phantom software that you guys were told about on the sales webinar. That is launching as soon as this webinar ends. Okay. So what's going to happen is there'll be a replay that renders. It'll go up in the back office, and then the training videos will go up. There'll be some training videos probably there within a couple hours at the end of this webinar. Watch them, and you will get access to Float Funnels. Okay, this is our in-house page builder. We have spent a lot of time and a lot of money, and I know that there are a lot of that could be marketing jumbo. A lot of people say they spent time and money building something, and then you go into the software and it's a piece of junk. We've literally been building this thing since the summer, like a good 7 or 8 months. I'm personally on calls at all hours of the night because of where our team that's building the page is located. And I can tell you, I'm really excited about it. The funnel building looks great. And you know, you guys get access to this for free for 100 days. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to access it in the videos. Don't worry about that right this second. It's very, very easy. You're literally going to sign up with your name and email. You're going to get a little coupon code that's going to give you the 100-day free trial. Okay. On day 101, another thing that we have worked out for you guys is, should you wish to stay with us and you really like your first 100 days, you're going to get half off the regular price for the rest of your life. Okay. So you don't have to pay anything right now. Obviously, like we said, we hope you enjoy it for the first 100 days. And on day 101, we have another deal for you guys to get half off the price for the rest of your life. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. Maybe type a 1 in the chat if you guys are excited about this software. I think it's really going to help you guys.
And this is just while you're doing that, you know, this is just the first part of the software that you're going to be hearing about from us. I mean, we've actually spent over $1 million in real money. I can assure you of that, to put this software and some of the other software that you're going to hear about together. So this is not something that's just, you know, been whipped out of thin air. This is something that we want you to use. And also, I mean, we've designed this specifically for the style of websites that we're building with 123 Profit. But if you have some other kind of a website, you can use this for that as well. Maybe you're already using a page builder. Like, let me know, for example, if you're already using some other kind of page builder. There are lots of them out there. I mean, Lead Pages, ClickFunnels. There are dozens of them. And if you're paying for that currently, then this is something that you could use instead, and you won't have to pay for that anymore. Again, this is something that you can consider. You can try it out. You got 100 days to try it out, and then after those 100 days, you can decide if you want to keep using it. And if you do want to keep using it, then we're effectively giving you what works out to be about cost price. These page builders are not that cheap to run. There's a lot of team and moving parts behind the scenes, but you're going to get a 50% off for life and sort of be grandfathered in. So again, could be a good money saver for you here if you're already paying to use some other software, but you don't need to worry about that in the first 100 days. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, tons of ones flying in. People are excited. So just a couple screenshots. You'd be taken to a sign up page. It looks like this. And then when you log in, got a nice little dashboard there. But anyways, videos will be up in a couple hours. You guys are going to get access to this today. We have our dev team on standby, staying up really late to make sure that this all goes smoothly. So we're really excited.
Can I just add one more thing
Sure.
there? In over a decade of doing this and teaching people, we can have every single thing ironed out, and we think we've got it perfect. But when you let multiple people, like a lot of different people in to start using something, there are always speed bumps that happen. So we've tried to iron out everything, but bear with us if something isn't exactly like what it looks like in the videos. It's really hard to make something look and feel exactly the same for everyone, because people use different browsers and have got different things on their computers and different devices even. So just bear with us. Like I say, we're pretty excited about what you're going to get your hands on. And also, another thing I'll mention is we are deliberately rolling this out to you, this ClickFunnels Phantom, as we've been calling it, in its simplest form. So you're not going to go in there and see hundreds of templates and hundreds of different functionalities. We are deliberately keeping some of the future functionality locked down for now, so that doesn't overwhelm you. We just want you to be able to get in there and get to the point where you've got a page online, a simple page that ticks all of the boxes, so that you can actually start making money from this. That is our objective here, is doing whatever we can do to make sure that you make money as fast as humanly possible. So just continue to trust in us, and you'll see that you can actually do that. And what we're rolling out with ClickFunnels is designed for that purpose as well.
Yeah, and you made some good points there on the speed bump. Like, I have spent countless hours that I don't even know where I found them to test this thing out, and I'm pretty happy with it. We've built softwares in the past, and this is probably the smoothest one that we built. I'm really happy with it. But I'm a human being. I'm not ChatGPT over here, just able to just go in and find every last nook and cranny. So I'm sure there's probably a handful of things we missed. Please let us know and we'll fix them. This is just how it's going to go. Our support team's amazing. Our technical team's amazing. So anything you find, let us know. We'll fix it. And like Aidan said too, the point of a CPA page is not to build the fanciest website. You guys will see this, and I'm going to demo some stuff live in a few minutes here. It's
almost the opposite.
Yeah, you want to keep it simple, like headline, button. That's it. You don't want to have fancy. Fancy confuses. It gets people to get off the page. You just want like a catchy headline with a couple buttons. And so there's no need to have hundreds and hundreds of templates here. We're not building a complex funnel. We're building a very simple funnel. Okay.
Yep.
Module 2 videos. Okay. So we have an obligatory video on business and taxes. We get a ton of questions on it. So I'm not a tax expert. When we started talking about it, I saw questions flying in. Can I do this from Canada? What would you recommend? I can't recommend anything. That's why we refer you to the prime corporate guys. Okay. They are tax professionals. I'm not. I know what I do in my business, but I don't offer advice. I'm not legally allowed to do so. But there's a nice video on there that talks about that. We go over what a bridge page is, and anybody who has maybe watched CPA training in the past. Building out a landing page for Google and Microsoft in 2023, there's been a couple updates. So I talk about that in video number 3. I have a method called the swipe, improve, deploy on how you can easily find your competitors and leverage their hard work on their websites to make ones really quick for yourself. And then we get into some flow funnel setup. I show you how to get 100 days for free, do a little bit of overview on the back office, show you how to connect a domain. There's a couple videos on that. And then videos 9 and 10 are basically just me like walking you through all the elements on the page builder. And then in number 10, I show you how to just take a few of them and make a page, really simple page, okay? And then we get into number 11, which is legal pages. These are like privacy policy, terms of service, very simple stuff, but that are necessary and required on a page. And then we show you how to get some free traffic this week. In 5 days, when our next webinar is on Wednesday, we're going to get into some paid methods. This week, we're going to have you go out there, try some free methods, have you start earning some commissions. And then, of course, finally, you started making money. What do you do? How do you get paid? What kind of tax forms do you have to update to Max Bounty and other networks and things along those lines? Okay. I don't know, Aiden, did you want to? Yeah, you're good at that stuff.
Well, I'll just take the screen again just for the next couple of minutes, then I'll hand it over to you, and we can get into wrapping up, and you can do your live stuff and all that good stuff. So something that we want to work in on a weekly basis is something we call mindset minute. So there's a situation where oftentimes 2 people can follow the exact same recipe and get different results. And one of them could succeed tremendously and the other could kind of flounder around. And even if they've got access to the same tools and the same recipe, sometimes this occurs. And the thing that differentiates these 2 people in most instances is mindset, and it's your outlook. And so as part of what we're going to be doing here with 123 Profit, we also want to be helping you upgrade your own internal wiring, your own mindset, and that's what this mindset minute and other mindset related training is going to be all about inside of 123 Profit. So the lesson that we've got for you today is to simplify your way to success. We find that people always tend to overcomplicate. I think it's human nature to overcomplicate, human nature to want to understand absolutely everything. And it's human nature to say, what if that happens? What if this happens? What if that happens? Even if you don't necessarily need to know the answer to that question at the time you're asking it. One thing that I've learned in the past couple of decades is that money likes speed. And in order for you to get money coming in, you just need to get things done quickly and to aim for good enough, not perfect. So ask yourself, what would this look like in its simplest form? And focus on doing mission critical tasks, focus on avoiding fluff, and ask yourself, how could you knock this out more quickly? So don't get hung up on bits and pieces in the process. You're going to see how fast we can do it when we go through the demo videos. And if you find yourself being hung up, asking yourself a question over and over, just move forward anyway. Like I've even seen questions in here today about domain names and things like that, which I know many people are considering right now. A domain name should be something that you can choose in 30 seconds and then you move forward, and it's not going to be the thing that makes or breaks your business. That's just an example. So what would this look like in its simplest form? That's a question that I ask myself regularly when I'm faced with a problem which is just dragging on too much. And another way that I sometimes frame this is, how could I finish this in the next 30 minutes? It's more important to finish something than to finish something perfectly. So focus on finishing something, focus on moving through the training, because that's how you're going to get results. So an example that comes to mind here is I recently needed to film a video, and I love doing whiteboard videos. I think they're fun, they're engaging, but they take time to prepare. You need to set up equipment like a tripod, like a video. You need to prepare the whiteboard. But I needed to knock out a new piece of content. I needed it quickly, and it was going to take me, probably a few hours if I was going to do it with a whiteboard and a video camera and all that stuff. But I didn't have the camera equipment with me. So it occurred to me, how could I knock this out? How could I do this in the simplest way possible? And I knocked it out in 20 minutes using something maybe even better. It was a virtual whiteboard where I just prepared a virtual whiteboard, and I think I might have done this on my iPad even, and I ended up nailing something I needed to do. It took me about 20 minutes, saved a huge amount of time, and it was a big job done versus, figuring out over a number of hours. So sometimes when you come up against something that starts dragging on, the lesson here is ask yourself how you can simplify it, keep it super simple, and push forward with it. And I think that's how you can see results. So that's the Mindset Minute for this week. We'll be adding them in. They're simple things. They're not meant to take long. They're just designed to get you thinking about best practices, about the way that you approach a problem. Okay, so Sean, I'll leave it with you to run through the action items and anything else. And just to everyone else on the call here, just keep taking small steps forward, like we said at the very beginning here. That's how you're going to succeed with this. So back over to you, Sean. And I think you might be muted still.
Amateur hour over here. All right. Thanks, Aidan. So action items for this week are to register for next week's webinar. Reminder that all of our webinars going forward will be on Wednesdays. Okay. So we're actually going to be talking again in 5 days from now. Okay. So this week we are going to start free traffic. Next week, we're going to get right into the paid traffic, and the commissions should start to roll in. So very, very exciting times. Also, remember that our office hours start on Monday and Tuesday. So register for those along with the Accountability Friday. Those links are in the training area at 123profitmembers.com. Okay. Get connected with Prime Corporate Services, 100% optional. Don't get distracted by it, but it's never too early to start thinking about business and taxes. Join Float Funnels free for 100 days. Go through the videos, learn all the elements of Float Funnels, and build your first page. Make sure you start free traffic and hopefully make your first commission. All right. So very exciting modules this week. All right. Let's see here. We got, boom. Let's go live. Okay. So I will have some time for some Q&A. I'll leave some time at the end here. My Friday is, I have nothing going on, so I'll stick around a little bit longer. I know we're early on in the program, so I want to answer as many questions as I can. But one of the biggest things that we get every single day is I can't find an offer. I went through Sean's guidelines and no offers meet those guidelines. And I just got to sit there and say, like, if there weren't offers out there, I wouldn't own one of the fastest growing companies in Canada. I wouldn't have done multiple 7 figures in revenue, probably even 8 figures in revenue in this space over the last 8 years. All right. There are a shit ton of offers. All right. That's an appropriate time for a swear word. Okay. Because I think what's happening is people are, some of you guys are just getting a little stuck in your own heads. The little mindset thing is like, instead of, it kind of goes on what Aidan was just saying in the Mindset Minute. Don't overthink these things. Don't get stuck on this long process. Try to just simplify it. Okay. What are the elements that we're looking for? Okay. We want offers that are going to pay with easy steps for the user to take. Okay. So just having that mindset of like, I want to get paid on something that's going to be easy. When something is easy, it means it's going to pay less. Okay. Sure. You could go, I'm on Max Bounty here, right? You can go for this $50, whatever this is, offer, because it pays $50. That's expensive, right? It's great. I want to make $50 too, but it converts on a sale, And the way I look at things is if I'm going to be doing a sale offer, I might as well open up an e-commerce store. What am I doing running a CPA offer? Okay. So what I'm more interested in is maybe something like this. Okay. This pays $3 a lead and it converts on a simple email submit. SOI means a single opt-in. It means they don't have to go like to their email, confirm, and so on and so forth. So all they got to do is enter their email. This simple page, if I preview it, which product you prefer, Hershey's or Reese's? I don't know. I like Hershey's. I'm not a big peanut butter guy. Put your email in here. Guess what? You just got paid. Okay. It's that simple. All right. Don't overthink these things. Now, I know I make a video on the guidelines and I'm like, well, look for an EPC of this and look for an, go on Bing and start searching for other affiliates and so on and so forth. Really, if you just ignore all those guidelines, they're not rules, doesn't mean you have to have every single thing perfect. It's just a guideline. Like if in a perfect world, all offers would meet that. But at the end of the day, this thing over here that says it has a network EPC of 7 measly cents, I don't know. it could do okay for me, right? Oftentimes, these EPCs are low because somebody could be, just throwing this out there, somebody could be running what's called like a native ad, okay? And you guys have probably seen this stuff before. Whenever you go, I'm just going to CNN, let's see if we can find one live. But they'll be like, it'll hurry up, CNN, and just come live here, or maybe Sports Illustrated. One of these fancy websites, but let's scroll down here. Paid partner content. Okay, Wallet Guru. Seniors above 60 could claim these benefits. If you click here, that's a native ad. This is an ad, okay? And that click probably cost that user a penny. So if somebody is running this like sweepstakes offer here, and they're running it on CNN as a native ad, and they're paying 1 penny a click, yeah, it really could drive the earnings per click down, right? Earnings per click. If there's a lot of clicks, not a lot of earnings, that's going to drive the EPC downwards. But this guy, if he's paying a penny a click, he can get 200 clicks, and if one converted, he paid $2 to make 3, right? So, that's just kind of how that goes. Now you might be asking, well, why don't I teach this kind of traffic? Native traffic is a whole other beast. It's not as easy as just because you're paying a penny a click. You could spend like $10,000 in a minute running this type of traffic. It's very, very, very hard. Okay. Point is, this is just one metric in the guidelines. The reality is, if you actually just put the concept in your brain that you're trying to just get paid by sending users to very simple forms to fill out. That's it. If you really keep that sort of overarching theme in your mind, the other stuff is just gravy on top, okay? Same thing goes here. I know people will be like, well, I can't find anything. So for example, if I go to browse and we go to top campaigns, which is a good place to start, Max Bounty is literally giving you top campaigns, okay? Personal loans, grants. What else do we have here? Let's just look at some of these. There's a survey offer, credit score offer. I'm trying to find maybe a survey again, AARP membership. Butcher Box, kind of interesting. Here we go, health coverage. Affinity health coverage, $7.60 a lead. Okay, EPC on this, $1.09. It's a little less than 25%, but it's still a dollar EPC. It's pretty good. A dollar EPC means, guys, that's a network wide, right? And I know you're going to say, well, search is grayed out. That also doesn't mean anything either. You can also reach out to your affiliate manager and say, hey, I want to run Bing traffic. What do you think? They'll submit your page to the advertiser, and sometimes you can get approved. Okay, so that is also a possibility. So what that would mean is if I got the lead for less than $1, I would make $1.09 on average. My EPC is probably gonna be way higher than $1.09 because that's a network, right? And you always earn less money on Facebook ads, native ads, email, that type of stuff always pays less than search ads. So I could probably make $2 EPC plus on this. So if I can get a lead for $1 and get 2, I'm doubling my money. Okay. So if I want to go find affiliates, what I would do is just go out to Google, go out to Bing, type in keywords like cheap, affordable healthcare. You can type in like bad credit healthcare, cheap healthcare, affordable healthcare. Search for like longer tail keywords. Most likely, if you just type in healthcare, you're going to be competing with like big brands that are going to bid on those super short keywords, right? If you type in like cheap, affordable healthcare in Florida, you're going to have a lot more a lot less people bidding on those keywords because they're going to be cheaper. Okay. So something like cheap, affordable healthcare, cheap, affordable car insurance, cheap car insurance, bad credit car insurance, bad credit auto warranty, bad credit, whatever. Okay. I'm going to type that in. And the first thing I want to do is I would love to find somebody that builds pages that are very CPA based, right? 2 questions and an opt-in form. That's what I like to teach, but doesn't mean you're always going to find it, right? So we can scroll down here. We can start clicking. Okay, we got affordablehealthplans.org, pickhealthinsurance.com, affordable-health insurance plans, compare health quotes. Okay, I'm just going through the ads that I see here, National Family. All right. See if you find any more ads, healthinsurance.com. I'm just going to click on 6 of them. Okay. So when we start to look at it, okay, this is probably not an affiliate because it's like a pretty fancy website. and they have their own phone number on here. So they probably actually do, they might have their own call center for health plans. It might actually be an advertiser. This one, it's pretty basic. It might be an affiliate. So you can kind of go through it. Maybe not too sure. Okay. But this one, I would just like say, okay, this is interesting. I could build this page. It's a logo, it's a headline, and a very simple form. Okay. Same with here, probably an actual company just based on, the fact that they have a phone number here and things like that. And this thing here. And, you can just start going through these all. Okay. We're not going to go through every single one we see here. But this person is running an ad. Okay. This page stands out to me. It looks very simple. So instead of being like, I can't find anyone, everyone looks like a major advertiser. The reality is people are running paid ads in the health insurance space, period. Okay. So why not? You already have an offer here. Yes, I know that it says they don't accept search, but they might. And there are probably other health offers that do. Why not just whip up a simple page? It's got a headline, a little image, and a question box. Okay. And as you go through their funnel, try to find some other, questions that you might want to ask on your form. All right. How many people are in your household, right? Could you not ask this question on your form? Maybe you have a button underneath that says 1, another one that says like 2 to 3, and another one that says like 3+, and they all go to the same place. And then, maybe the next question is, how many kids do you have? Or the next question is, what's your income? And you just need to find some very simple stuff. Okay. And if I want to work in the health insurance space too, and this one says no search, I can literally just go back to Max Bounty. I can, search health. You can even sort by EPC. Okay. And you start to go down and find them. Now, the ones that are high here, these are all like per sale, like, male enhancement here for $75 a lead. Let's scroll down here. We got caring for a parent, assisted living. Okay. $7.50 a lead, $1.02. We already looked at the affinity one. Let's see what else we have here. I'm looking for ones that are lower on the lead payout because they're likely simpler forms. Okay. $4.80 a lead. I'm not even looking at the EPC for now, guys. I just want to test stuff. Okay. Let me see if I can find one more. All right. $8 a lead. Select my policy. Okay. So find assisted living. That's probably a very specific one for, people maybe that are elderly and need some help. Here's another one, top health plans. Again, this one says no search. Boom, select my policy. Boom, we found one that has search. Yeah, it's a 40-cent EPC, but remember, you probably could 2 or 3x that number because search is always going to pay higher. This is the network EPC. That means everybody who's running this offer on Max Bounty, regardless of whether they're doing it as a native ad, a social ad, an email, whatever, it's the earnings per click, period. So if Max Bounty gets 10,000 clicks, right? But out of those 10,000 clicks, they paid out $4,000. Well, 4,000 divided by 10,000 is 40 cents, right? However, what if out of those 10,000 clicks, there was one guy who sent 1,000 clicks and made $1,000, and that person was running it on search ad? Well, for that individual, their EPC was $1. Okay. The overall network is 40 cents, but that person is still part of the overall network and they're getting $1. So don't be too hung up on the guidelines I gave you. I gave you the guidelines of what I would use for like a perfect offer, but oftentimes the perfect offer doesn't exist. And now what I could do as well is I'm like, okay, I found a page in the health space. Looks pretty easy to replicate. I've actually found all these ads too, by the way. You can see here, this person is saying 69 months, 79 a month, $9 a week. So clearly putting the price is a good thing to do on the ads. And you can start to read top rated healthcare. So maybe mentioning how you're the best in the healthcare space. You can start to make notes at what your competitors are saying. Okay. And just try to mimic your pages after them. And then we can go out to Offer Vault, and we can also just type in like health insurance and see what else is out there. Okay. And we can even sort by payout. I'd probably go like lowest to highest in this situation. So I can try to find ones that are likely to be easy form fill outs. Here we go. US, my healthcare deals. Yeah, I can't see the EPC, but I know this thing pays $7.70 a lead. I might want to reach out to this network. Okay. Click on the run offer button, reach out to them, say, hey, I'm in the health space. I saw you had this offer. Here's my page. I want to run it on search, etc. Okay. Same thing here. Revenue ads. I know these guys. There's a great reputable network. You can click on that, click on the run offer. Okay. And when you apply to these guys, it's the same way you apply to Max Bounty. All right. And you would just fill out the form or whatever, put your name in, tell them, you know, you're newer, but you have some experience. You bought a course. Here's my web. The more stuff you go prepared with, I have a corporation. Here's the website. Here's what I want to run. I want to run in the health space, et cetera. I saw you had this offer. The more information you feed them, the more likely you are to get approved. A lot of the feedback we get in the support area is, I don't see any offers on Max Bounty, right? And I hope that I've just like kind of debunked that Max Bounty has tons of offers. They're the #1 network out there. I was just having lunch with the CEO the other day. These guys do tens of millions of dollars a year in revenue. They're huge, okay? There's tons of offers and tons of affiliates running these offers. But if you're so hung up on Max Bounty, go apply for others, right? I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to apply for other networks. I would caution that with saying, before you apply to other networks, you know, have your ducks in a row a little bit, create a page, know the offers that you want to run, et cetera. The more information you give them, the better, okay? So what I'm trying to get at is try to be less of a perfectionist. Have the concept in your mind that what you're trying to do is identify a page, a simple form that's going to pay you for like name, email, phone number, maybe a little bit more information. Some of these health things, they ask a little bit more questions, but still, I just want something that's going to be simple and easy for the user to fill out. And I want to be paid for that. Okay. And then can I find affiliates in Google or Bing? That would be great. But if I can't, can I find other advertisers that have very simple pages that I could mimic? Right. And then from there, if Max Bounty doesn't allow me to run anything on search, can I go to Offer Vault? Can I go to AF Plus? Can I find other offers that are in the same space that do allow search traffic? Can I reach out to my affiliate manager at Max Bounty and say, hey, here's my page. I want to run some search traffic. Can I test 20 leads a day or something? Okay. And oftentimes they'll say yes. All right. So hopefully this has alleviated a lot of the perfectionism that seems to be going on. And part of it may be my fault as a trainer. You know, I do this stuff every day for a living, and I've tried different ways to teach people this over the years, but I'm not sure how else to go about it aside from like literally, you know, flying to your house and picking an offer right beside you, other than to just say, here's some guidelines that I would use, you know, try and find simple forms that have an EPC that's 25%, that whatever the 5 guidelines are, right? But they should just guide you, right? And if you can't find something that is 100% in those 5 guidelines, just keep the concept in your mind that it's a simple form that you want to get paid on. You want to be able to find other affiliates, hopefully out there, if not other advertisers that you can swipe an easy page from, and then try to find other networks that have offers in the same niche. Plain and simple, diversify out, and then test a health offer on Max Bounty, test a health offer on another company, test them on 2 or 3 different and see what works. Okay. And you're going to know very fast, guys. You're going to know within like 25, 50 bucks, whether or not you're able to get cheap leads, whether or not you're able to get a couple conversions. And if you can get cheap leads and conversions, then you know this is a niche for you and you can just test different offers on the back end. Okay. So that's about it from that perspective. All right. So I'm going to turn away to the Q&A now. And I'm sure there's tons, my God, tons of questions flying through. So I'll stick around for 15 minutes or so, and I'll try to get as many as I can. All right. So one thing I want to say is with Max Bounty, a lot of people are like, you know, I got auto approved. They didn't even call. We had so many people coming through that the CEO told me that he told his team to just auto approve a lot of them. Okay. So I have such a good relationship with them that a lot of you guys have been auto approved. If some of you missed a phone call, that's okay. Call them back. We haven't had many cases at all of anybody getting denied. So that's good. Please don't call your affiliate manager and leave them voicemails. I saw some of that in the chat. You're not in trouble for doing so, but the preferred method of this industry is just reaching out to people on Skype. You know, get your affiliate manager on Skype, say hello, and the etiquette between you and the affiliate manager, because I got to say it, 1 second, I'll take a drink of water here. There's some etiquette to discuss, okay? don't bombard them with messages, right? Every single day. Don't ask them to like fix your page, right? That's what our job is for. Don't ask them questions about the course or traffic. They don't know that stuff. Okay. What you can do is say, hey, what offers are working right now? I'm in the lead generation space. I run search traffic. Do you have any, ideas? And listen to their ideas. What I would also caution with that, though, is oftentimes these affiliate managers are given bonuses for pushing certain offers. So you kind of got to take what they give you as advice with a grain of salt. Don't also go there and say, hey, Bishan, I want access to these 27 offers. Okay. And then never run traffic to it. It's horrible. These guys, when they release an offer to you, they literally have to go to the advertiser. They'll probably have to submit a page, et cetera, et cetera. They got to do work. And so if you're not going to actually take the time or effort to run traffic to the offer you asked for, don't ask in the first place, right? So go to your affiliate manager, build a relationship, ask them questions. When you want to run an offer, have a page built already, make their lives easier, okay? And then when you start making money, the relationship will work between you guys, okay? So it's very important that you establish the relationship with your affiliate manager, but it's also important you don't call them at all hours of the night, don't leave them voicemails, get them on Skype, okay? Or maybe some of them want to work through email, whatever their preferred messaging channel is, work through that. And again, only go to them to ask for offers that you're actually ready to promote. Okay. So I just wanted to toss that etiquette out there. All right. Do you need a website for every offer you run? No, you can definitely just run it on a generic website. But I would say as you start getting some traction, it does make sense to run it on a website that is more niche-y, right? Like let's say I was running health insurance. I would probably want something over time that was like, best, you can see them all, right? Like this one is National Family, Compare Health Quotes, Health Insurance, HST Insurance. So they all kind of say something about health insurance, right? So you probably do want that over time, but you don't need that right away, okay? 1, 2, 3 products synonymous to ClickFunnels. Yeah, you can definitely use ClickFunnels or Lead Pages. My thoughts would be, ClickFunnels, I think their cheapest plan is like $150 a month. We're not going to be anywhere near that on day 101. So you might as well use the 100 days you get for free, right? Google and Microsoft will start ads training on Wednesday. Okay. .com, .ca doesn't matter. I would say like, my best website ever is a .net. Okay. I wouldn't use .ca because you're likely going to be running USA offers to Americans, and running a .ca or like a .co.uk kind of thing will look a little bit weird. Talk about Bing all the time. Should I be using Bing and not Google? We're going to be using both. We usually start on Microsoft ads because they're a little more lenient. They're less costly. If you make mistakes as you're going along, like they're not just going to like ban you. Google's a little bit more strict. They're a little bit more costly. So I want to train you on Microsoft so you can really just get your feet wet and know what you're doing. And when you go to Google, you're not going to make any of those mistakes. And Google, you're going to get better traffic, I think, on Google. But man, I still do lots of volume on Bing to this day. So, it's a very good traffic source. When you enter your info into these affiliate websites, do you just unsubscribe after? That's a great question there, Linda. I actually like to stay on my competitors' websites. Why? When we get into the email modules where I show you how you can make a lot of money emailing your leads, I want to know what my competitors are doing. If my competitors are emailing a certain offer over and over, that offer must be making them a lot of money. So that stands to reason I should email that offer as well. And I don't know, maybe I should swipe their email copy also, change it, of course, but they might have a catchy subject. They might have really well-written emails. And if I could see what they're doing over and over, and I can take that and deploy it on my business, again, not copying word for word, but paraphrasing it, it's going to do very, very well. Right. As to joining other networks, what criteria should we use for find the best ones to join? There's no criteria. Honestly, like I just remember when I was starting out, it was just like Offer Vault. And I was like, all right, I'm doing rent to own. So I was just like, I'd come over here and I'd be like rent to own. And I'd maybe look at the payout and I'm like, all right, well, who's got a good payout? You know, that's kind of how I was like, oh, this guy's going to pay me, what do we got here? Not $20. Usually have free trials, but let's $4.50 for rent to own, helper social. Great. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to contact these guys. Right. And you just reach out. And then over time, what's going to happen is you're going to end up with like 5 or 6 networks that you do lots of business with. You're going to go to affiliate summit. You're going to have lunch with them. You're going to become friends. And that's just sort of how it goes, So don't really spend too much time like, oh, well, how do I know if AFMoon is a good network? I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of them. I've been in this industry for 9 years. I don't know 80% of the networks out there. Okay. Are we allowed to run this on sweepstakes? Are we allowed to run this on BizOp? Are we allowed to run this on XYZ? Ask your affiliate manager where things are allowed to be run. And next week, when we get into advertising, you're going to see what niches you can do and what niches you probably shouldn't do. Okay. So I will answer those questions next week. Max Bounty gives us the EPC. How do you see that info on other networks? Other networks may not have it, and who cares? I'm just going to be blunt. Get past the guideline thing. If you don't see an EPC, again, is the offer simple? Does it look to your eye that it would be easy for the user to fill out? Give it a try. Ask your affiliate manager, hey, what kind of EPCs are people seeing on this kind of thing, right? Get some insight that way, but don't get caught up. EPC is just one thing, man. So we only do ads that allow for search traffic. Yeah, I covered that though. For example, this one says search is not allowed, okay? And this one says search is allowed. So obviously you can just go run this one on search. This one doesn't mean you can't. You would just have to reach out to your affiliate manager and say, hey, sure, I can't run on search. I have this really good page. And they might say yes. They still might say no. And while I'm at it, let me just walk through each of these allowed traffic types. So contextuals, these are like pop. So if you go to like CNN.com or something, and I don't know, you were like to exit, sometimes there'll be like a pop-up. Those are what those types of ads are. And I probably explained that poorly, but that's that. A display ad is like, Google AdSense, which you've probably seen before. Search, Google, Yahoo, Bing. And display like banner images too. You've seen like banners on websites and things. Social will be like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, things like that. Native is what I explained earlier. These are like news articles that are sort of natively built into other websites to look like news stories when really they're ads. Email is email. A mobile ad, you've seen that again. You'll get like pop-ups on your phone, more relevant inside of apps or like on Android phones. Brand bidding is, this brand here is Top Health Plans. When they say no brand bidding, you can't run traffic to that specific keyword, their brand in your ads. And incentive is basically like, hey, if you opt in, I'll give you $5. You can't do that. Okay. So that's what all of these means. That's what all of those mean. I just have to really drill home because I see tons of questions and I know now they're like getting old. You got to get over EPC, man. It's just a metric. Don't be perfect. Don't be perfect on it. Okay. Couple of people, this confuses me. If things confuse you, I mean, hey, this is a new business, right? Watch the trainings over and over. There's training videos this week. There's training videos next week. There's office hours. We're just going to keep going over this over and 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 over. Okay. How should we approach our due diligence on unfamiliar networks? I mean, OfferVault pretty much does the due diligence for you. They don't allow people on here. And same with AF Plus. I'm just an old school. AF Plus is new. OfferVault's been around forever. They've already done the due diligence. So you don't have to worry about that. Looks like Sean is able to use his VPN after logging into Max Bounty. So as long as we're already logged into Max Bounty before opening up our VPN and then go into the incognito. And okay. I would not worry about being logged into Max Bounty when you already have an account, with a VPN. Just make sure you're never logged into your ads account. Okay. That's it. Because what happens is if you do that, Google thinks it's fraudulent. They see a VPN logging into like a Google ad account or a Bing ad account. And it's bad. Just trying to scroll through and find some new ones. Since we just get started, will we get approved for offers that need approval? That's a great question, Diana. I would say, yeah, you can, but you have to go ready. You can't just be like, hey there, Bishan, can you give me access to this top health plans offer? He's probably going to say no, right? But if I said, hey, Bishan, I've been testing out health on search and I've been getting some good results. Here's my page. Do you think I could get access to that, right? That's a little bit of a different story. You're sitting there telling him you have some experience in this. You have your website ready. You send him the link to your website. You even maybe give him some of the ads you want to run. Your chances of getting approved on that are a lot better, okay? Especially since, it's 30 actions a day. They limit it so that you can't go in and just like fraudulently run through hundreds of, and this is what happens. This space is full of fraud. We're not fraudulent. Obviously, we want to do everything above board, but they limit it because they don't know you yet. You have to build that trust. So you don't want to send top health plans 500 leads and they're all garbage. And then Bishan's in trouble and you're in trouble and they don't want you running any ads anymore. It's a whole bad situation. So if they limit you to 30 leads a day, it gives the top health plans company a chance to look at your quality and be like, hey, Diana's quality is great, Bishan. I want to get more of her traffic. And then Bishan can give you more. Okay. So that's just the reason why they do that. And pretty much all networks are going to be similar. Someone said they found 5 offers that meet my guidelines on Max Bounty. I would challenge you to say you probably didn't look at every offer on Max Bounty, but even still, it doesn't matter. You don't need to meet all the guidelines. Okay. What's the difference between Offer Vault and Max Bounty? Max Bounty is a network. Offer Vault is just a website that lists all the different networks that are running different offers so that you can just come on here and be like, well, I want to run something in the auto warranty space. See who else is out there. It's like, okay, here we go. This NSIL Digital. There's lots of them. They do a lot of auto warranty, it looks like, right? So you can click on them and apply, right? Payments made, give some references, if they ask for references, you can say, I'm working at Max Bounty, your revenue, okay, I'm doing less, whatever, right? And some of them might just say no, because you're new and you just have to be okay with that, right? But there will be lots that say yes, right? So it's just up to you to be resourceful and to push. When you test, how do you record what works or not? We'll get to that, but within $50, you're going to be able to see, okay, my opt-in rate is good or bad. I've had conversions or I haven't. And it'll be things along those lines. Okay, so we'll get to that. Let's not put the horse before the cart or the cart before the horse. Cart before the horse, horse before the cart. I don't know. I think it's cart before the horse. It doesn't matter. What recommendations do you have for payment method? I'm not sure in terms of like getting paid. Every company is going to be different on that, but I get paid directly to my bank because I use an American bank and Max Bounty pays there. How do you answer the first question on the approval form? How many leads will you send to the offer? Oh, okay. That's a good question, actually. Request approval to run. All right. How many leads will you send? Be honest. I wouldn't put 1, but I wouldn't put 100. I don't know. You could just maybe like 10 per day, right? We'll use existing campaign creative. Are you making your own? I'm going to make my own. That's our page, right? You can choose an image of your creative, take a snapshot of your website. Type of traffic will you use? This one, because it didn't offer search, I would maybe click display. But to be quite honest, actually, I would just say one thing. I wouldn't fill out this form until I talk to my affiliate manager because they're probably not going to approve you anyways. So I would ask my affiliate manager, hey, this is what I want to do. And then I would come fill out this form. But anyways, because search is an option, you could pick something like display, put your URL in there. We'll use banner or text ads. All of our ads are text. How does traffic to your website? Microsoft and Google ads. I will run Microsoft and Google ads to my website. I will collect the lead and then redirect to the offer. Okay. That's all you really need to say, guys. Don't get caught up on this stuff. It's not rocket science. I know a lot of you are new, but don't get caught up. Talk to your affiliate manager, show them what you're doing or her, and sort of go from there. Okay. Offers. It comes to my mind as a user and marketer, it seems important that the offer I choose is something good for the consumer. Like, would I want this advertiser calling me? Hope that makes sense. Do you have anything to say on this? Can we check the advertiser EC? You could, right? But how, right? I mean, I don't know who this Top Health Plans guy is. What I would say is this is the job of the CPA network. Max Bounty is the most reputable network in the world. Okay. And OfferVault doesn't put anybody on their board here that they don't vet as well. And so at the end of the day, it's Max Bounty's job to make sure that this advertiser is legitimate. Max Bounty doesn't want to get caught up in lawsuits. They don't want to be sued because an advertiser isn't following TCPA laws, CAN-SPAM laws, because advertisers are selling data illegally or just doing bad stuff, right? So if Max Bounty finds an advertiser doing that, Max Bounty will kick them off in a heartbeat, okay? So what I would do is I just put my trust behind Max Bounty doing their job to make sure that everybody here is a reputable advertiser, okay? And I've never run into problems with any advertiser or any offer I've run on Max Bounty, okay? Flow funnels, can I connect more than one domain? Yes, you can. When an offer says pays threshold is 100, what does that mean? I don't see that anywhere. To be quite honest, I'm not sure what that means. I usually have answers for everything, but importantly, I don't have one. Is it important to have a niche? I mean, eventually, you know, what's going to happen is you're going to test a bunch of different stuff and you're going to be like, damn, this health offer is crushing it. And then that's going to become your niche. I can tell you, I didn't think I would be in the rent-to-own home space for the first 5 years of my CPA career, but I was. And I doubled down on it. I just became an expert at that specific niche. Okay. All right. Maybe a couple more questions, guys, and we're running against the wall here. I think really what I would say on the recap on this is like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. They're just guidelines. Again, simple pages, easy to fill in pages. Are other people running simple landers on Google, Microsoft that I could swipe and call it a day? Give it a test. Okay. That's what I would do. When the offer says converts on second page, what does that mean? So do I still have that Hershey's offer open? For example, the Hershey's offer, right? Let's see here. Well, the Hershey's offer asks for an email, right? And then that one said it converts on email. But if it says converts on second page, it means it would convert on when the user fills out the information on the second page. So the Hershey's offer asked on page 1 for an email. And then on page 2, it asked for the zip code. A second page converter means you get paid when the user fills out the zip code. Okay. I don't have a landing page. Can you tell me how it will be made? Yep. That's in the training this week. All right. Okay, guys. I can't get to everybody's question, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. But lots of training in this week. We're going to be building our landers. Really excited about that stuff. And get in there. Pick an offer. Send it out build a page around it, send it out to the world, and watch the free traffic methods this week. And commissions should start to roll in for a bunch of you. So thanks for watching. See you guys on Wednesday. Make sure to register for office hours on Monday as well. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, office hours, Wednesday, webinar, and Friday, accountability Fridays. So that's it. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next week.